Hi there guys and girls, welcome back to Get Your Models. This time we have the British Scammel Pioneer Heavy Recovery Tractor from Thunder Models. So deliciously presented box. On both sides you have the reduced image along with kit information. Along the back side, usual bits and bobs, kit information, etc, etc, etc. And on the near side we have a small blurb about the vehicle itself, as well as a nice little book from Capricorn Publications. They followed the book to be able to design this. Let's have a look inside the box. So upon opening the box, before we go into the plastic, nice little images of the computer rendered finished item, which is a nice touch. And then on top we have the instructions. So no real blurb with this on the instructions because it is inside the box. But Thunder Models, oh there it is, actual little blurb that's on inside the box is actually on the inside the book. But with this kit you get a full engine and it's quite highly detailed, but there is a lot of photo etch within this kit. The instructions are really quite clear, telling you what to glue and what not to glue. Specific parts need to be a certain way around. But overall, really nice plain instructions showing you where things attach and how they attach. And if you need to glue it, etc. and whatnot. But it's nice if you use the actual 3D CAM design software images for this, which is a nice touch. Okay, so another nice little touch they put in this is this little bit. This is actually from the Pioneer's Handbook, basically workshop manual, and it shows where the cables, airlines, etc. are meant to run on the vehicle, as you can put them onto the vehicle. As it says here, optional detailing or drive, axle, gear, and air linkage schemes, wiring not included in the kit. So you can DIY that, make it yourself. Moving on onto the cab section, actually tells you when to use super glue rather than normal glue. And then onto the actual cab window. So they actually give you templates to be able to cut out the correct size masking for the individual windows, and same for which instrument goes where. And then to the back of the vehicle, winch assembly and controls. Final parts being added to the front of the vehicle, and then onto the load bed. Now once again, really nicely presented instructions, which is really nice to see. Really clear, crisp instructions on how to do whatever, and exact measurements for bending photo etch. On to the last couple of pages. Same again with the winch attachments, cable and whatnot. Optional photo etch. And the one thing I don't like about Thunder Models is the wheel assemblies. Instead of using a single cast wheel, they use a multi-set part wheel, which gets a little bit annoying, especially if you're doing more than 4 of them. And same with the rear wheels, but there is 2 individual patterns available. Basically it's reversed, best way of putting it, for the rear wheels. And same again, more photo etch. And lastly, the cage going on the back and a weight disc going on the front if you so choose to put it on. But apart from that, nice little breakdown of the entire contents of the kit. And then on to a glossy laminate A4 sheet showing the 2 different paint schemes in this vehicle. For this vehicle, yeah, when I get my words out. So they give you a choice of Soviet Lend-Lease scheme or captured by the German army, marked, left in its original markings. It'd be really nice to see this in just a generic REME marking, so Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers markings, who primarily operate all the British Army's recovery kit. It'd be nice to see that one of these in just that marking. So, onto the plastic. So, there's quite a lot of bags in there. There's a lot of bags in there. Wow. Okay. So in the first bag, we've got parts of the engine blocks, suspension components, radiator. I'm not even going to try and name what half of this stuff is because I have no idea wheel arches and whatnot. But from initial impressions from the first bag, nicely detailed on the leaf springs, as well as they've even taken time to detail for radiator pins and core plugs on the engine block itself. Bag number 2, we have more engine parts, gyros bulkhead, sump, exhaust and intake manifolds, winch assembly, assuming that's a fuel tank, but once again, really nice details when it comes to springs, engine block assembly parts, and that's a nice little touch actually. So yeah, so I'm going to assume this is a fuel tank, parts like the fill gauge or glass is moulded into it, as well as the 2 steps rather than them being separate parts. And they've actually moulded the manifolds correctly. So an intake and an exhaust manifold, I can't remember which way around it is for these, but one is very square and cast and the other is not. But once again, all the ejection pins or markings are either on the interior of the vehicle where it's not going to be seen, or hidden away behind where other parts will join. Bag number 3, we are on to more components. So more leaf springs, pair of them straight away. I don't actually know. Differentials, parts of the body, and the cab floor. And it's really nice to see the cab floor actually has a moulded wood pattern. There we go, the camera picks up nicely. So that will come out beautifully when weathered in an appropriate fashion. I would say correctly, but everyone's idea of correctly is different. Correctly is what you feel comfortable with doing. As long as you're happy with how it looks, it's your model, you do as you please. Best way of putting it. So then we're on to some wheels. I don't actually know what half of this builds up to. That's suspension components. But apart from that, really nicely done. No majorly thick attachment points. The wheels, they've done it really nicely, so it's actually on the upper part of the treads. So when you snip those off and give it a sand, it doesn't look like the tyres being damaged, diminished. It just looks like the treads being slightly worn away if you accidentally overdo it. But once again, really nice thin attachment points for the finer parts, and they're well secured to the frames. Okay, so in this bag we have mechanical components, and these are starting to be parts of the box on the back, as well as some Thompson submachine guns. Okay, so not much really to sing and dance about with this one, but I will give them kudos for the way the cogs have been produced. They are really beautiful. Same again with the front plate of the engine, really nice detail when it comes to the raised and lowered edges, and also the nuts and bolts that are on there. Really nicely done, well done chaps. Okay, so on to one of the last, yep, so 2 bags left off this one. So once again, really nice wood grain texture on the wood panelling, which is really beautiful. That will come out an absolute treat when weathered, and whatnot. And same again on the interior. But it's a nice touch. So this is the back of the cabin. I don't know how well the camera picked. There we go. You can actually see where the support braces are. in the vehicle itself. You flip it over, it will correspond to the correct side. That's actually a nice touch, as the vehicle's skin is only really basically tin foil, so these parts so they will leave an outline and they can be seen. Okay, so last bag for the wheels, more mechanical components. Really beautiful job, especially on like this, the fuel injection pump. And where was that? I saw it a second ago. No, my brain's lost it. I can't see it anymore. It'll come back to me in a minute. Yeah, really nice job on the fuel injection pump. Nice fine attention to detail. It's not just a blurred block that's been printed out. You can individually see all the individual lines for a 6-cylinder engine. Yeah, and there we go. Same again on the actual block itself. Really nice. It's crisp attention to detail, especially as well as you have the studs where the exhaust would attach, or intake manifold would attach. Really nicely done. And once again, any ejection points or whatnot have been masked by being placed in a point where once the kit is assembled, they are not seen. Okay, so last bag in this box, we have a shed ton of wheels and something loose. That's just a little waste bit of plastic off the inside of one of these. So we have a multitude of wheels. Yeah, that's going to be a fun job, but it'll be alright. We'll get there eventually. All the wheels are nice and crisply moulded, with tyre sizes actually stamped into them, which is really nice. As you can see on this one, if the camera will not pick up the shine of the bag, they have actually got the Goodyear stamped into the tyre wall, which is really nice recreation on their behalf. But apart from that, really nicely done, and there's zero flash on this kit. Let's just put these back in the box before we do the photo etch. Okay, there is a bit of photo etch for this kit. But yeah, really nice job by Thunder Models. Really nicely moulded and really well presented and skilled. So this is the bag of photo etch you get for this kit. The best way to do this is going to be empty it out. Hopefully I don't lose anything. Okay, so we have the panels for the dials. It comes in two parts, the black background and then the actual gauges themselves. Tiny bit of masking sheet. And then the main decals. Aha, okay, so it's not included in the paint scheme. I just had to check that. Yeah, it's not included in the paint scheme, but there is actually the markings for just a standard Remy vehicle. Because the Russian scheme doesn't use any of the stars, the capture scheme uses the Brandel, the Desert Rats, and that's it. So there is actually scope in here to be able to do one as just a generic Remy vehicle, which is really nice. Nice them to include that, even though it's not on the photo etch illustration guide. So there's two types of photo etch in the kit. You have copper, excuse me, copper set. Really nicely done, quite thick material, so there's going to be no accidental bending. Really clearly stamped in there and nicely protected by a film on each side. I realised I was holding that too high for the camera. Move that to one side, and then some brass photo etch. This one, the end of it's come away, but no actual damage is to the parts themselves. But some really nice, intricately detailed parts on here. So like the photo etch binnacle and some caps, which is really nice. Once again, quite thick brass photo etch sheet. This one is slightly warped, but shouldn't cause any issues or difficulties. And then lastly, we have another brass photo etch sheet. So you've got the fan for the engine, and these are spacers which go in the rear wheels, and these are sliders for the windscreen to be manoeuvred in and out. As well as those, you get a nice piece of copper wire, nice little length of copper chain, bigger bit of string, that's quite a thick one, and then quite a thin bit of string about the same length. So that's everything that is in this box. Something I came across while I was going through this box, which was rather disappointing to myself. They've taken all the time and effort to go through and design what looks to be a fabulous kit. Very well constructed, very well laid out and printed. But there is something lacking. There is something lacking which is slightly disappointing for this kit. And that is, it is a recovery vehicle, but there are no recovery tools, which is an absolute crying shame. So I went and did a bit of digging online. For a British Scammel recovery vehicle, there is nowhere which does the recovery kit for it. I actually found a video on YouTube from British Pathé of one of these doing a demonstration recovery of a Churchill. But after inspecting that video, I went away and had a look, and I had a look in a bizarre place where I want to order some more bits from, but found these. And these come from Accurate Armour, British World War II recovery equipment. So we'll run through this, as this is going to be mated with this kit. There's no other intentions for this kit to be used with anything else. This is going to be my first time playing with resin as well. So we will see how that goes. So it comes with a nice little, just plain generic sheet of what is in the kit itself. And that's it. That's what you get. For instruction wise, otherwise it is pretty straightforward. Now these, like I said, it's the first time me playing with resin, so this is going to be a treat for everyone. We will see how it goes, but they are quite nicely moulded, little bits of resin in the gaps there, but I don't know much about resin, so I can't really say. Once again, same story. I don't really know what to say about these, as like I said, I've never played with resin, so I cannot judge at this point. But everything you need is in here to make up a recovery kit for one of these, which is a really nice touch. Oh, it's actually, that's got wood grain actually into it, which is quite nice. There should be a few of those. A-frame bar, more planks, more pins, double-eye brackets. That's half of a shackle, upper and lower part. Some D-loops, a oil filler, funnel, there we go, think of the word. Bundle of spikes, more loops and shackles, more blocks, another half shackle, so top half, lower half, some wheel chocks, and then some last wooden planks. And that's going to be off that loose one. And you get a nice little bag with some lovely bits in it. So you get a nice, Jesus Christ, okay, so a really nice long piece of quite fairly thick string, which I assume be for tow cables. you then get a much thicker piece, which is approximately the same in length. That's much more rigid, so I assume that would be for a winch cable. And then you get quite a thin one, approximately the same length again. I don't know what that would be for, top of my head. A white piece of white piece of plastic card, and then a nice long strip of copper chain. Let's quickly put instructions. Okay, so that plastic strip goes on the triangular drawbar if it's being placed against its retaining block. So I'm looking forward to actually implementing this in with this kit, be it during the build or during a diorama I have planned for this kit, but we shall see. So on with the build.